my name is Alisha Van Eck, and I am an animal science major at the University of Maryland. Today I'm here with Stacia Madden, owner of the Beacon Hill Show Stables in Colts Neck, New Jersey. As the owner of the show horse stable, what would you say is your general job description? Like, what does your career entail?
So I am the owner and head trainer at Beacon Hill Show Stables, and we have about 40 stalls on the property, and all of the stalls are occupied by horses that customers either own or lease. So we're responsible for all the care, the veterinary work, the blacksmith, the feed charts, the transportation for the horses, the entries, the chiropractics, kind of everything that goes along with maintaining the horses.
So this is like a full care stable?
It's absolutely full care, yes.
Okay. What kind of skills would you say is necessary to have a job like this?
Well, there's different people that work at the stable. There's the caretakers of the horses, which we call grooms, and each groom will take care between 3 and 5 horses. Then we have some assistant riders that will take charge of riding the horses and exercising them on the days that the clients don't come out. Then I have a barn manager, there's a property caretaker, and then the head trainer.
So for someone who's just starting out in this field, like if they wanted to become an owner of a stable, like what kind of salary would they expect at the start?
You know, salary is going to be in direct relation on experience and knowledge. The owner of a stable might not actually even collect a salary. Maybe they're just collecting rent of the property. If you happen to own your own stable, and it depends how your corporation or your LLC is set up, whether you're going to be drawing a salary or not. But I would say an average employee, you know, a caretaker of a horse, probably starts at maybe $600 a week. An assistant maybe starts at $700 a week. It really depends on the level of experience.
So would they say 10 years after they've been in the job, would they expect to see an increase in that salary?
Sure, and the health insurance, some of the benefits packages, sometimes an added bonus would be shares of the commissions that were earned on buying and selling or leasing horses. We also have to pay per diem to people when they're going on the road to shows, when we pay for lodging when we're at the horse shows.
Mm-hmm. So since you own the horse stable, like going back to the show aspect of it, do you also participate in these shows?
So when we take horses to the shows, they are competing, and there's all different kinds of classes and divisions for the different horses. I don't currently compete myself anymore, but I did compete as a junior rider and early on in my career as a professional.
So do you involve yourself with the stable horses in these shows, or are you just in charge of them?
So I'm doing the majority of the training and the teaching for the riders that ride the horses that are stabled at Beacon Hill,
Okay, so you just prepare them for the shows.
and do all the training when we're at the shows for the competitions.
Okay. Um, so when you did shows though, what was that like for you?
I think showing is competitive, so you're looking for the adrenaline rush, you're liking the competitive atmosphere, the challenges about working with a horse and rider and being at different competitions, different venues. You know, there's different circumstances at each horse show you go to, and sometimes we're traveling 10, 12 hours to get to a competition.
Oh my goodness, that is quite far. Um, if you were to be doing shows at the same time as like managing the stable, how would you find time to do both of those things? Like, is that a feasible thing that people do?
You have to make the time.
Like does it get really busy?
Yeah, I think some of the mornings start, 4:35 a.m. Sometimes some of the shows are going till 6:37 at night.
And then so you would have to drive overnight to get to these shows?
Usually we go set up a day before the competition starts.
Oh, okay. But it does sound like a time-consuming aspect
No
of the
question.
job.
Nope. It's
Yeah.
very time consuming, 24/7.
Oh my
You're caring for live
goodness.
animals, so you're always on call.
Yeah, and at all times of the night too, I would
Correct.
imagine. Um, so currently, since you're not doing shows anymore, what is day-to-day life at the stable like for you?
So our show schedule is traveling to shows all year round.
Oh,
I'm just
so
training our competitors and the people that ride with us. I just don't compete myself in the ring, but my
yeah.
customers compete.
Okay. So what are you in charge of now?
Everything.
Everything. So
when
so
you're when you're the owner of a business, you oversee everything.
since you're in charge of everything at the stable, like what is a normal day like?
A normal day when we're home would
Yeah.
consist of me getting to the barn about 7:30 or 8 in the morning, doing a walkthrough, make sure that all the horses seem healthy. Then we start scheduling lessons throughout the day where the riders come and work in small groups. Then we'll probably have a team meeting in the middle of the day with the assistants to come up with schedules of travel. And then we might have a few more lessons in the afternoon for kids that are coming after school. And then you'll do a walkthrough at the end of the day to make sure that all the horses are put away properly. When we're at
So
the shows, it's a little bit of a different schedule because you're traveling the day before, you got to get moved into the lodging. The horses got to get moved into their stalls after shipping on a tractor trailer. All the equipment's got to get unpacked. And then entries have to be made, braiding lists have to be done, and the kids have to know the schedule the night before.
mhm. So that sounds like a pretty packed schedule, like all day. So do you guys work like through the night as well?
Correct.
Oh my goodness, yeah. They require 24/7 care. So I would imagine it is fun to be working with these animals though. So despite like the obvious busyness of this, what's the most enjoyable part?
I would say the fact that you're getting to travel, get to see some great places, meet great people, and also if you're passionate about animals, you're getting to spend a lot of time with the animals.
Are there any difficult parts of this job?
The big difficulty for me is keeping the horses healthy. They're pretty fragile animals. They've got a very tricky digestive system, and
Mhm.
they're 1,400 pounds on their spindly little legs. So we have a lot of lameness issues that we have to deal with. And because the horses can't talk to you, it's a lot of guessing and trying to figure out what's wrong with the horses to try to keep them healthy and sound.
So I'd imagine the workers would have to, be focused on behavioral changes and stuff on
No
all of
question.
these horses, right?
Yes, you have to look for swelling, skin problems, change in appetite, lack of drinking their water, lack of passing manure. There's all sorts of things that the grooms are responsible for tracking.
So do they have like monitoring systems in each of the stalls so that people can keep an eye on these horses, or do they just manually check?
So we have what's called night check, and the grooms live on the property. And when we're at shows and we don't live on the property, there's a night check system
Hmm.
that we subscribe to where somebody comes through and checks on the horses. And then we always leave a emergency number on the stall doors so that we can be contacted.
Okay. Um, so keeping everything that we talked about in mind, like all the busyness, all the good parts and the bad parts of working with these horses, would you recommend your job to other people?
If you have the passion for the animal and you like to stay busy and you like to travel, I think it's a wonderful industry.
So it's rewarding overall?
It depends what part of the industry you really like. I happen to like competition
Mhm.
and the challenges of getting ready for competition, and being successful at a competition is always very rewarding.
Okay, well, this was very insightful, and I did enjoy talking to you and learning all about the show horse industry and the stable life. And thank you so much for talking to us.
You're very welcome.